Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching the Bitter Jury podcast. This is episode 33, where we are here tonight to talk about the Big Brother 20 house and who was evicted. It was an awesome episode. So before we go into that, you're here with Kelly.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Shaun.
And I am Ryan.
All right, guys. This was a crazy episode. Wow, and the dog is really excited about it too. That's fantastic. This was an absolute crazy episode. I think in order to get proper context, we need to dive back into the last day and a half of feeds, because without it, we're missing a lot of context. And I feel like the episode did an okay job of sort of covering what happened, but I think we can dive into some more detail. Ryan, I know you're a crazy feedster. In the last day and a half, what sort of happened that surprised you? Anything that kind of came out of left field, or?
Yeah, definitely. So I was really impressed with Tyler's gameplay before the last 2 days, and I feel like he did a lot to save Sam. And I guess we'll find out. It worked. He did pull it off.
Yeah.
Or I guess, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to say that yet. Yeah. But
no,
anyway,
okay.
yeah, it was very messy. He did a lot of talking to a lot of different people. A lot of things got out about his game, and I guess we'll find out if it was worth it or not.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he did he did get the job done. My question is going to be whether it was worth it for Sam. He did a lot of talking. He did a lot of lying, and he did a lot of, backtracking.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't think I think it wasn't very well done. I don't think it was worth doing all he did to make this happen. So we'll find out.
Why? Not that I have anything against it. I just don't.
Yeah.
Why?
First of all, I don't feel like Sam is that valuable, even with the power. And basically, he had everything set up so well. He was in the middle, and now we can go through exactly what happened. But I think a lot of people, it's way too early for so many people to even know that you're capable of manipulating people in the house to this extent. Like, I would want to hide that for a much longer.
Right.
And then also just straight up betraying people that thought that they should be trusting Tyler too. So I think it's both of those that are. It's only week 1. I mean, this is too early for this.
Yeah,
I think.
But it's such great feeds.
It's great feeds. I loved every second of it. Of course, I loved every second of it.
It is fantastic to watch somebody overplay. But and my concern is with Tyler is twofold. I think he's going to run into a little bit of a Paul problem, in that he really, really, really manipulated a lot of people, told a lot of people a lot of misinformation, and he even lied in his goodbye package.
He did. I noticed that.
Which I don't think. I mean, he's not on the jury, so it doesn't matter. But it's not a good precedent for when people get to jury if you're gonna start lying to them, because there's no real purpose of it. He could have been like, "Hey, I had to get you out for these reasons," and I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know. It doesn't bode well for him, I don't think.
Yeah, I can understand why he lied, because you're not sure. Yeah, because of the package, you're not sure what exactly it entails. Like, Steve could theoretically come into the house. I mean, in the past, however many seasons they've done, a pre-jury buyback. Yeah. So I could understand him not wanting to be like, hey, I was the person who spearheaded your eviction. Because say that if Steve did come back, then he wouldn't want that target on him. So that's the only reason why I'm not 100% concerned about the fact that he lied in his goodbye message. Now, when jury happens, and let's say that Tyler's still in the house and he's doing these goodbye messages and he's still lying, now that's a problem. Yeah. Because we're definitely going to be if he makes it to the final 2, it's going to be most likely a Paul thing all over again, which would make me so sad.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we need to talk about the sort of weird love triangle showmancy thing that I think really had an impact on getting a crucial vote. Have we ever seen somebody who wasn't involved in a showmance getting screwed over by something that doesn't have anything to do with them, but somebody getting hurt feelings and going over to another side. I couldn't think of another situation.
I don't remember.
I don't. I
Yeah.
can't think of anything.
I don't even remember anyone ever getting hurt feelings because of a showmance and going to another side at all. Never mind an eviction tied to that.
Right? Yeah. And it just seems. I mean, it seems a little bit crazy, but like, it seemed to be that the final straw in getting the votes to keep Sam was the fact that Caitlin didn't like the fact that Fessy and is it Haley? Haley, yeah. Haley were shacking up and doing their showmancy things, and it gave her an out, I guess, to leave the swaggy side of the force and make this crucial vote. Did that surprise you guys at all?
No, it doesn't surprise me, because if you're gonna get like super petty and try to hide the fact that like you're not okay, so I need to like back up. Caitlin's whole situation with Fessy and Haley, like it really pisses me off how she's trying to portray it as like, oh, she's not trying to portray it as the truth. She's trying to portray it as, hey, we're really good friends, when in actuality she has a crush on the guy. And I'm pretty sure that her long-term boyfriend came out and said that she could do whatever she needed to do to win the $500,000, which means that he's cool with what's going on.
Sure.
Which, like, I totally get that, and I totally support that. But the fact that she's not being honest about it really pisses me off. So, with all of that said,
with America,
honest with
them.
America, honest with people in the house, honest with herself. Like, she's just, it seems very, very fake.
Okay.
So, with all of that said, it does not surprise me whatsoever that Caitlin would use that as an opportunity to go over to the other side, because she's pissed off about this showman that she is not being honest about that she wants to be in.
I will say, though, that Caitlin did go to Tyler because of the showmance thing, sort of, and Tyler was there to be comforting to her, but she did continue to remain confident that she would vote Sam out the whole time until this morning. So she was buddying up with Tyler, but at the same time, like staying true that she was gonna stick with her team alliance-wise until Tyler pulled the crazy moves that he pulled this morning, to really try to push her in the other direction as far as voting.
So what exactly were the crazy moves?
Talk to us about the crazy morning.
So Tyler had explained to Level 6 that he was going to come to Caitlin at the last moment, and it ended up being early this morning. It wasn't really last moment. To say, listen, you're going to be screwed if you vote to evict Sam. You just have to trust me. You have to vote to evict Steve. So what he ended up doing was he told her basically that Haley and Fessel and Swaggy said he runs the whole alliance, which is true. Swaggy did say that, and told her that Haley is not on her side, Fessel is not on her side. They don't trust Caitlin, and that was really the thing that ended up making Caitlin be comfortable to actually vote with them. And even after that, she went back and forth many times, deciding how she should vote. And then it got even messier from that point too. But that was really the catalyst this morning that really did swing the vote.
Do you think she'll be better off on that side than on the Swaggy train?
Yeah, the thing is, Tyler thought he was lying about this stuff, but it is actually like just randomly actually kind of true also. So he may have accidentally led her in the right direction. Right. But I don't know if actually like backstabbing her old alliance is good for her, but she may fit better on that other side, so we'll see.
I don't know, because like we kind of see time and time again the traitors of the first alliance that flip over to the second alliance, in the long run they don't benefit. Yeah, she might stay a couple more weeks longer than had she like stayed with her original alliance, but I don't think that it's gonna like she's still stuck like where she's most likely not going to be winning because she flipped, because she's going to be one of the first people to go when that alliance starts to have to cannibalize.
Yeah, absolutely. So, going into the vote, we see anything we should talk about before we jump into the actual vote.
Not really. I was really impressed with Tyler. That's all.
Yeah, I just think it'll be interesting to see how if the because Caitlyn ended up telling Haley and Rockstar and like basically everyone except Swaggy and Bailey about what Tyler said.
Yeah.
She just instantly spilled it to everyone, and Haley was actually going to vote out. Haley and Rockstar were going to vote out Steve as well, and then Caitlyn backtracked, said she misheard Tyler because Tyler asked her to do that. Tyler wanted it to be 7-6. He did not want it to be 9-4. So I'm really intrigued to see how that plays out and how hard Tyler gets exposed after all that.
Yeah.
I heard that Tyler like said something about how like there was a power that someone could have gotten where it like grabs the vote of whichever nominee, and so then it flips the vote to however the nominee wants. Like that was the power that Sam got. So that was another way that like Tyler was kind of manipulating the house, so that way Caitlyn's vote could be covered.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with that?
Yeah, I think that is the plan. Yeah, and actually, Caitlyn thought Brett was the one with the power for some reason.
Right.
So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then I guess my question is if I am Tyler, is this all worth it for Sam, who didn't do any favors to my game this week? And I feel like she, again, this is probably retreading over some familiar themes, but I feel like she's not a super important ally. To stick your neck out for that far, to spin so many manipulations and lies for in week 1. What do you think? Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was going to say I totally agree, and also she had a great chance of staying anyway.
Anyway,
so it wasn't even But
what do you think, Shaun? About
should Tyler have done that?
Yeah, should Tyler have done that
it sounds like it wouldn't have mattered if Tyler was going to rock the votes or not, but Sam, I think, is a free vote anyways in Tyler's favor. That's the only reason I would keep her. I just would hope that she doesn't get too much power in the house because she doesn't really understand the game.
Right.
And that would be incredibly... I would be scared for her because she could barely handle it as a little robot. So like her having more power than she's used to, like this will be her actual first week just as herself. In the Big Brother house.
Yeah. And you actually made a similar argument to the bros when they were talking about potentially getting rid of Sam, in that she doesn't know that it was better to keep Steve because Steve knew the game better and was more predictable going forward, but they ended up voting to keep her. Now, I think generally you want to get rid of the stronger player. I mentioned this before on the podcast, and I just want to check with Ryan really quickly. Does Sam have, to you anyway, does Sam have sort of a Jordan-like quality to her? Like, can you see her sort of getting really far on the Sweet Southern Belle ticket, or do you think she's pissed off too many people in this first week moping around?
Well, I actually didn't watch Jordan's season, fair warning, but I do know of Jordan, and I've seen interviews with her and stuff, so I know sort of what she's like. I could see Sam getting far. I can usually see almost everyone getting far in the game, but it's a matter of getting far and building a resume at the same time. Right. I don't see that in Sam right now. I mean, she could be taken far as a GOAT, but
here's the thing about Sam. So she's my nominee, one of my she's in my roster. And the sad thing is, I don't want her to win. I don't think she would deserve it because I just don't see somebody adapting that quickly to a game they're not familiar with. And she's just really, I don't want to say fragile, but like she has
fragile seems accurate.
Does that seem right? Yeah. So she just seems like delicate, Like I don't see that. I would be really sad if she ended up being like the top 3.
Now, to be fair, we've only gone off of 2 weeks of feed, so maybe she'll turn on like this badass mode that we saw early in her interviews that made us all excited and love Sam. But I mean, she is sort of brand new to the game. She was a recruit. She doesn't really know what she's doing, so it'll be entertaining at least to see how she handles being a human full time in the house. Yeah, and I think
she's gonna do better.
I feel like at some point this week she's gonna miss being a robot because she's gonna.
Well,
I feel like she's gonna put her foot in her mouth in a spot where she shouldn't, and
there's no way that she's gonna miss being a robot.
No,
I mean,
she already kind of said that she did miss, like she felt more herself being the robot. So
She did say
that was because she was being like ostracized and she was so alone.
Well, we'll say. Well, we can say this, that when she's in the house as herself, Caitlin, the relationship with Caitlin might change because now Caitlin's gonna have even more competition in the house, and it might be like instead of a triangle, it could become a square.
Wow, I love square. Those are exciting and complicated. Yeah. So we see the vote go pretty much as expected. Plus, well, I mean, except for the fact that Caitlin flips. So we see Steve go home on a 7-6 vote. He is very gracious when leaving the house. He says he loves everybody. And Julie plays a clip of him basically describing how he's a comp without actually saying it, which I didn't know anything about this at all. But had he stayed in the game, do you think people would have figured it out that he's an undercomp? Yes,
absolutely.
I feel like Tyler would have been the first one to pick that grenade.
Absolutely.
It just, God, he's an idiot. Like,
Steve? Yeah,
Steve. Like,
he's a lovable idiot, though. He's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for somebody to be blindsided that hard, because he thought he was safe up until the eviction, and then to handle it the way that he did is commendable, at least in my book. I mean,
I thought he went out like a champ for sure.
Yeah,
that was nice to see.
Yeah, no table walking for him.
Yeah, no table walking. I think it's a little bit too early for that. I feel like Swaggy's face though when that vote was read, there's gonna be some hell to pay on the feeds for sure. He's gonna lose his mind, and it's gonna be great to watch.
Oh wait, I don't want to bring this up yet because we haven't gone over who the HOH was. Oh wait, but it was like in the episode. So I was just gonna say, like, should we do an over/under on how long it takes for Caitlin to crack on her being the flip vote?
Yeah, I was. I'm gonna give her. I don't know if it's already happened, but I'm gonna give her a couple hours. I'm gonna give her.
I did catch 5 minutes right before we started because the feeds had come right back on.
Right.
And she was just talking to Bailey and Rockstar like, oh, I have no idea. We'll find out this week. She did drop something about the power, maybe something. So
nice.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see which side she nominates.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This girl is
I feel like Caitlin's safe move would be to go with her alliance, but
which alliance is her alliance?
Yeah,
exactly.
We're gonna find out.
I bet you that she's gonna put up whoever. No, Haley for sure. Haley for sure is gonna be one of them. Before she's so okay. Sorry,
before we get into the nominees, we have what was really a crapshoot of a.
It was the worst crapshoot of an HOH that I've seen.
Like land on a Silicon Valley job with like a ball that has a salary attached to it, and like 7 people got zeros.
That's because like on these normal ones, like where you have the lever thing, it doesn't have all these extra spaces like around it. Like you have a whole circle, and then every single space represents something.
Right.
Versus,
you usually have one person like miss the thing entirely, but
exactly. So like I bet you Swaggy C would have been that one person if it had been a regular.
He did
so, but I did not like this one. It looked cool, but the way that it was set up, you had to be a lot more accurate. So I guess it makes it a little less of a crapshoot, but it's still a crapshoot.
They did get to practice too today. Earlier today, they got to practice.
They did.
Well, I felt. Sorry. Go ahead. Okay. I was just gonna say is that it did represent, the current state of the economy. I mean, sometimes you're gonna land a job, and other times you're just gonna be on the streets.
Julie was brutal too. Julie was like, "You're on the street, nothing."
Yeah.
Sorry.
You don't
I was
have.
like, wow, this is super apt.
Not even a punishment. Like nothing.
Yeah.
You're just out.
Yeah, she
That's
said
it.
to JC, she said, "You don't have a job. You're out on the street."
This is America.
Yeah.
This is yeah.
I do want to point out really quick, I'm reading the chat, and we have Jenny H who said, I feel players like Sam make it closer to the end. What do you guys think about that?
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel
me
like
too.
Sam's one of those lovable characters. I mean, how far did Donnie make it?
He made it like
too far. Like
I would say 5 or
he made
6,
it ridiculously far, right?
Yeah,
so
like Donnie made it amazingly far just because he's a sweetheart, and I feel like Jordan had the same thing going for her, where just because she had Jeff a lot of the time,
and then she started winning,
but she's gonna I feel like we could see Sam kind of play that Southern Belle role unless God forbid she starts cursing again and people get offended for some reason.
Oh man, I don't want to go into that again.
Yeah,
that pisses me off.
Because everybody else in the house has uses language like that. But anyway, yeah. So I think she could make it very far and then sort of beast out toward the end. I think that's a fair assessment. I feel like she didn't do badly in the veto comp. So I feel like she's got some comp chops to her. We'll have to wait and see though.
Yeah, she looked good in the veto. I agree.
Yeah, she's super cute. Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about how she did in the veto.
Oh no, we're talking
cute as well.
We're talking about Sam. I'm still on Sam. I'm sorry.
No, we were.
We're talking about how
Sam. You're getting me into trouble. You're getting me in trouble, Sam.
Oh, you're hilarious.
So, yeah.
Okay, so
we've established that. Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely. So we see who actually landed in spaces. We had
Scotty.
Scotty landed
Sam.
in space. Okay.
And then
Scotty was 40,000.
Those were the only 3
was
stood
50,
on the podium, I think.
And then Caitlin was 80.
Caitlin. Yep. So we see Caitlin.
Oh, there were a couple others, but they didn't make it onto the podium.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we see Caitlin win what was really a crapshoot HOH, and we see her fall to the floor and express gratitude to the universe. And
I don't know. Have you ever? She seemed angry to me. She seemed like she did not want that HOH.
No, but did you notice who was the first to pick her up?
Her original alliance, like Swaggy C.
Swaggy was the first over there to be like, congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
So if she plays this well, she could keep herself hidden, but I don't think she's gonna be able to do that. I feel like
who could she put up?
The thing is, Haley and Rockstar kind of know a little bit what happened too, so that hurts her chances of staying hidden also.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
And I feel like Rockstar is the kind of person that is gonna just be like, I'm not gonna put up with any of this crap, and like just blab it all to everybody, and like hold the house meeting. I feel like she's most likely, if we're doing superlatives, she's most likely to hold the house meeting, and ask people to do dishes, and also tell everything about everybody's game, including what just happened with this whole fiasco. But I feel like with a Caitlyn HOH, we are in for some lit feeds. We're in for messy feeds.
Definitely.
How many times are we gonna see? What's the over/under on Caitlyn crying in her HOH room about her noms? before
Yeah,
I say at least 15.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I would say like half the time she's just fucking angry. Sorry, watching.
No, it's okay.
I think she's a very emotional player, and her peaks are very high highs and low lows.
Yeah. Did you guys happen to see the clip of her explaining how her psychic powers work?
No.
To the people in her HOH room. So she was, or not in her HOH room, but in the HOH room. She was talking about she's talking about how she goes off of people's spirit guides, and that's how she's gonna read people's spirit guides and how many they have, and whoever has the most spirit help is gonna be considered a threat to her. So,
Haley.
yeah, I
She's
you
got a
know,
lot of spirit guides.
Haley's gonna have like, because she said 6. She has 6 spirit guides that follow her around in her intro. Haley's gonna have 12.
Yeah,
And a red aura. A red aura.
Yes. A red aura. Yeah.
I admire someone that treats somebody that has a spiritual handicap the same as everyone else. Like,
yeah,
that is awesome.
I will say about Haley though, this morning they were really tight, and they were like, "We're voting together no matter what." I mean, Caitlyn ended up lying to her in the end, but Haley was all on board to be Caitlyn's best friend. Haley was like, "If you flip, I'm flipping with you for sure." Like, so I actually don't think that she's gonna go after Haley, but we'll see.
So, who do we think are the most likely to get to feel the wrath of Caitlyn and her spirit guides?
So if she doesn't go after Haley, Tyler is gonna convince her to put up Swaggy C and Bailey.
She said this morning to Tyler that if she wins, she's putting up Swaggy C and Fessel. But I don't know if that holds a lot of weight.
Really?
Yeah. Caitlyn, I mean, who knows? I think it's just it's going to be a battle to see who can get in her head.
I love that. I love that. I would love to see that combination.
Yeah,
that would be feeds.
It would be fantastic because there would be so much drama because Fessel would be pissed off because it's about a showmance, and Swaggy C is going to be pissed off because it's about him being Swaggy C, and he's on the block. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me how many people that I've seen have thrown hate at Swaggy C for being as boisterous as he is. I know that to me, like because he did say he wants to be on Amazing Race and he wants to be on all of these CBS shows and whatnot. But to me, it's more of a it's what we see in the age of Trump. He's like trying to create his own personal brand, and maybe we see.
Oh, don't say that.
Maybe we see.
You can find a better example than that.
Well, I gave you examples last time about he reminds me of like a LeVar Ball or a Vince McMahon of the WWE, but I feel like maybe she can veil it like to be like that sort of reason, like, hey, your egotism gets in the way and it creates negative energy, and I don't want to, I just need to put you up to humble you. It's a humbling experience, and as your life coach, I just want to make sure that you go through this experience. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if she puts up Swaggy, she's going to be in a world of hurt.
And that will be complete exposure, too. So I don't know if she'll go that way. It's going to be interesting.
I mean, but either way, she's going to get exposed.
It's true.
So why not go with the alliance that you feel more comfortable in? I don't know. And
which one is that?
Yeah, exactly. God. So what if she goes after Tyler's alliance? I don't see her going after Tyler. Do you think she'll go after the bros?
The bros would be pretty bloodless. I feel like if she went after like Winston and Angela, I feel like that would be pretty bloodless.
Yeah.
It would be crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
Because like they were hot targets at the beginning of this week. So I feel like that could be an out for her to get not as much blood on her hands.
Maybe what she might say is like, hey, I'm going to put you guys up, like in private.
Right.
She'll be like, hey, I'm going to put you guys up, but that's just to cover myself for right now. And then when one of you guys wins the veto, then I'll put up Swaggy C or something like that. But that would still like expose her.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I don't know.
Yeah, this was not like the second HOH is always seems to be like the messiest. It's
you know why? Because this is the first HOH where there's actually like people know each other now, and so now this is where like the gameplay starts to happen. Fun fact as well: no one who has won the second HOH has won the game.
Wow.
Ooh.
Second HOH curse. So he's not gonna win the game.
Okay, and who drafted Caitlyn?
Not me. I think it was Kelly.
I think it was me.
Oh, Shaun, she was your first pick.
I know, Kate. I got Caitlin. I got Sam. I mean, I've got the dream team going on here. And you guys have no idea what you're missing out. I mean, I got the crazies left and right. And I can't. I have 2 more picks, and we still haven't seen them yet.
I've got the Showmance, and who else do I have? I have the Showmance, and I have.
You have the Showmance and Casey and Angie Rockstar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
okay,
should we talk about who we should vote for, because voting's going to be opening up in an hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
17 minutes. So I'm gonna I'll start it off because that way you guys can think about your answer. I'm gonna be voting for Tyler this week and have all the answers. So in case it wasn't clear, the questions, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You want as many votes as possible. So whoever you want to have the power, it should be that you're voting for them for both the good and bad questions. And so I'm going to be voting for Tyler because I really like him and I want him to win.
You know what? I want to stack votes in the way of Caitlin. Just because I feel like the more power she has, the more chaotic this week is going to be, and the more enjoyable feeds will be. And I am playing the most chaotic game that you can play. That's what I want. I want lit feeds. I don't really care about my draft picks. Feeds. Yeah, actually, okay, so it's either going to be Caitlin. You know what? I'll throw half to Caitlin and half to Swaggy because he's on my team. So yeah, that's what I'll do.
Well, I think I'm going to go with Jacob on this one. I'm going to go with Caitlin. I feel like that's a good, strong voting method because the crazier it gets in the house, the more interesting it is for all of us. I don't know. I guess I could throw. I'm gonna say Kelly. Who's my other 2 votes? Or who are
you have Caitlin, Angela, and Brett, who are still eligible.
And I'll throw one to Brett just because I hate him. Not because I think he's a poor human, but just because he and I are just different people philosophically.
I don't know. He was kind of funny on the feeds. He was talking to Angela.
Kelly! He and I are different people.
That is funny.
Oh, that is hilarious. He was talking to Angela in the backyard, and he was like, hey, do you guys remember Blockbuster? And she was like, oh, yeah, I remember Blockbuster. And he was like, yeah, you do because you're 30.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
It was really funny.
Well, Kelly, you saved my butt.
Oh, man.
I'm voting for him because I hate him. And he's funny.
There you go. Ryan, who are you voting for?
I don't usually vote, but I think I would vote for Tyler too. I think the combination of his ability to manipulate and he's just overplaying so hard, it's just so fun to watch. So I want to see Tyler live on and not crash and burn too early.
Right.
He seems like a nice guy too.
I would say that he is playing a little hard, but not super duper hard. Not as hard as Swaggy, because Swaggy's obvious. He's slightly more under the radar. And I think that it kind of paid off for him, considering that he created this connection with Caitlin and was able to manipulate her, and now she's the HOH. So, if he hadn't been meddling, that probably wouldn't have happened, and then he wouldn't be in as good of a position this week as he would have been if he hadn't done it.
It is pretty solid for him to have had Caitlyn won. That makes his move better for sure. I agree.
But long. I understand what you mean though, long-term game.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to go the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
The whole way going this hard, making moves like this. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I feel like Tyler. This just sort of came to me. I feel like Tyler reminds me a little bit of. Was it Ronnie?
He doesn't remind me of Ronnie from BB10.
The nerdy guy who
the speech and debate guy.
Yes.
He doesn't remind. Why does he remind you of Ronnie?
Because he gave me so much promise week 1. He was going around the house and making these big, making up these big manipulations, and they worked. But as soon as he got caught up a little bit, and I feel like this is going to happen quickly for Tyler if he's not careful, he's public enemy number 1 and he's out week 5. That's what
But
I'm.
is he flipping side? Is he being like a rat game though?
No,
like, will we label his game like a rat, like how Ronnie's was?
Well, we'll have to see what he does when he's not in power. But he was spinning a lot of tails and putting a lot of things in the air, so it's going to be hard for him to backtrack. And I feel like that was Ronnie's downfall as well. So we could see a similar exit for him, I think.
I hope not.
Yeah, I'm worried about that as well.
I really hope not.
We'll see. We'll see how he plays it off now. He's not HOH anymore. Maybe he'll relax a little bit. But
don't push too hard. Push a little bit, but not too hard.
Right.
Exactly.
He should just be able to chill now because Caitlin is in the HOH room. So he should take the week off. He should just play pool, lift some weights, hang out with the bros.
Let her come to him.
Dive in the pool, do Baywatchy things. And
the thing that's scary is that Tyler's shown that he has good control over Caitlyn, so he could probably decide a lot of what happens in this HOH, which might not actually be good for his game.
Right. So yeah, it's gonna be some lit feeds, you guys. I'm so excited to go watch them. If you think that we have something sort of that we're missing a point, go ahead and let us know in the comments. And, if we're totally off base, if you think we should be putting our votes towards somebody else, let us know that as well. And yeah, do you guys have anything else to add before we sign off on this wonderful podcast?
Gonna sign off and watch the feeds.
Yeah, I'm ready to slam that feeds button right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Okay, we'll see you guys later.
Sunday, right?
Yes. Oh, we have to talk about that. Yeah, Sunday. We're going to be podcasting about who's the new HO. Well, we already know who the HOH is, but how the episode goes and who their eventual noms are.
Are we doing it East Coast?
We're going to be doing it West Coast time. So after the West Coast episode, it's going to be lit.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
Later.
Bye, guys.